everybody, it's your old pal Michael. Welcome back to Michael Louden TV. Doing another running recap today. This one is about the 2015 WMU Campus Classic, or Western Michigan University Campus Classic. You're probably wondering, why the heck is my bib vertical instead of horizontal like you always kind of see it? Well, they put they have timing chips on the back here. If you can see these little strips right here. And they're actually supposed to be going like this, so you could have it horizontal, but they put them on wrong. Someone did that. So yeah, everyone had to wear their bibs vertical, or else you would not get a time when you cross the line. So good thing someone told me that, because otherwise I wouldn't have got a time for this race, which would have been bad. So it was a nice morning here in October. 60s, not really humid. A little breezy, but not that bad at all. So, I mean, there's been plenty of times we ran this race when it's been cold as heck, windy, and there's been times we've ran it where it's nice, sunny, and pleasant. So this is kind of like an in-between type thing for this race. So we got there probably 45 minutes before the race, I'd say. We already had picked up our stuff yesterday. Kathleen and I had. She walked in the race. I ran. So yeah, we got our stuff yesterday. So we got there today and just stretched out, did a little warm-up run to get ready. And then, of course, I stood in the corral around everybody waiting to get started. And this is not like the easiest course to run. I mean, my times here have never been fast. They've always been very, very slow compared to my other times. Like, if you've watched any of my running recaps recently, you'll know that I've got like a 2012 at the Run for the Sun and a 2022 at the Portage Invitational. This one, the best time I've ever come out of with was a 21:16, which was set a few years back. So this has not always been a fast course for me. It's always kind of been a struggle. They've changed up the course over the years as well. So like some of the downhills are uphills now, and some of the uphills are now downhills, and there's been like parts of the course we didn't run before. So it's just been a lot different over the years. They start you now, if you know Western's campus, they start you down by the rec center, actually more closer to University Arena than what they do the rec center. You run by the rec center. And then as soon as we started, I'm like trying to debate, do I go charging up this hill, or do I kind of lay back, get to the top, and then really start pushing it the rest of the race? Well, I'm still debating this actually while I'm running toward the hill. It's like, do I back off, go easy, or charge it? And the reason why I say that, it's like, well, it's a hill. What's the big deal? Well, this hill is probably a quarter mile, maybe a third of a mile long. It's a long hill. It's a steady incline. It's not like you go up and it gets steeper and steeper and steeper. It's just like a steady incline all the way up. And then you get to the top, and then it kind of just still has a little bit of a level up to it, but not too much. So I decided, well, you know what? In years past, I've always kind of laid back on this hill, and maybe that's why my times kind of suffered. So I just charged up this thing as fast as I could. I mean, it wasn't like I was speed demon up this hill and felt like I wasted my energy. I got to the top and didn't feel tired. My legs kind of felt like jelly a little bit. But then after that, we had a nice big downhill going past the Cindy Hughes Health Center. And this used to be like an uphill. This is like a massive downhill too, and I'm not that great with downhill, so I'm just trying to say, okay, use the arms, pump the arms as fast as you can, the legs will come. So we get down to the bottom, we're going around, we get to about the first mile, and it's like a 6:35. Now I started a few seconds behind the mat, and of course with the chip on, that your time doesn't start until you cross the mat. So my time actually, I didn't have a watch on, but at the end I saw I was about 4 seconds off from the real clock. So I ran like a 6:31 first mile. A little slower than what I was hoping for, about 10 seconds slower. But it's like, okay, we got this, let's just continue on. As soon as we're going past where there's some construction by the valleys, we go up, I think it's Rankin Drive, another uphill. This one's a little bit steeper than the quarter mile, third of a mile uphill, but it's not as long, which was good. So I get up to the top of that, I crest that. I'm really starting to feel tired at this point too. I've felt like I've kind of wasted my energy on the hills. I'm passing a few people. There's a few people passing me, so we're just going really back and forth. there was a guy I ended up actually sticking with once we got to about the 2 mile mark on. We kept pushing each other back and forth. So I'd pass him, he'd pass me. We kept, just using each other as like kind of motivation from that point. But before that, we going around Schneider, and then we run straight. Finally, we get to flat sections of the course once we get to Schneider. Then Root Hall, under Henneke Hall, and then we're heading toward the Miller Auditorium parking lot. So we got a little bit of a downhill in there, a little tiny uphill by the garage. Do like a hairpin turn around there, and I'm just thinking to myself, okay, once you get off the turn, quickly pick up your pace again. So I'm just doing that. By the way, with the 2 mile mark was by Henneke Hall. I was like at 13:15, so it was like 13:11 really. So at that point, I mean, I'm like at that's like a 6:36 mile. So my pace had held pretty together here pretty well. So I'm like, really happy with that. Last mile, I seemed to like really pick up my pace a lot. It seemed, because I mean, if you add that up, that's like a 12. No, sorry, that's like a 13:07. And if you take 40 seconds off my finishing time, which I'll tell you here in a second, you'll see what I mean by this is like really fast last mile. So we're going down there. We go past Brown Hall. There's another uphill, not as bad. We climb that. That's a really short one. Leads right into a downhill. Then in another uphill, over by the library. Once we get up that, and it's straight downhill, a left-hand turn, and you've got about a 1/10 of a mile to go to finish. So I'm just pumping my arms as fast as I can to get down this hill, get down to the bottom, try to kick as best I could, and I'm like the worst at having a finishing kick. I mean, I was dog tired at this point too, and I'm just like, without a watch on, I don't know my time, so I'm just like, please, let's hope that I'm under under that 21:16 time. So we get to the line, and I see it, I cross it, it's at 21:03, and that's what I thought I had at that time, was 21:03. And then when we got in, like I said, there's a 4-second difference. I was 20:59, so I broke 21 minutes. So I beat my best time there ever and broke 21. So that was really fantastic that I was able to do that. I mean, that great run. I mean, one of the toughest courses to run on. And then a few weeks from now, actually a month from now, they'll have the WMU Turkey Trot there. Doesn't run the same course, but it involves a lot of hills as well. It's going to be very tough. Looking forward to that as well. And I know I can probably beat my best time there. I've never ran really a good time for that race, so I should be able to beat my best time there. I'll just have to look up and see what my best time was for that race. So if any of you ever are in Kalamazoo during the week of the homecoming events, that's what it is. That's what this race is run on, is homecoming, the Campus Classic. Check it out. Tough race, tough course. So you probably want to have your legs. You probably want to run some hills, for training a few weeks beforehand, definitely. So yeah, let's go back to that last mile then, because if you take 40 seconds off of the 20:59, which is usually what a 1/10 of a mile takes for me, that means I was like 20:19 at the 3-mile mark, and you're saying I was 13:07 at the 2-mile mark. So that means I would have ran like a 6:12 last mile. So I would have picked up like 20 seconds there. And if I did, that's really fantastic. It could have been because of the fact the last mile had downhills in it. It was flatter. It's a possibility I did pick up a lot of time there. But it's just fantastic that I was able to not only beat my best time here, but break 21, keep my times under 21. So that was fantastic. Looking forward to the Jack-O-Lantern run coming up on Halloween. So you actually won't guys be seeing that recap until a week later on the 7th of November, since everything's actually about a week behind for the running recaps right now. Here's the medal that everyone actually gets. It's a really nice finishing medal. It is a heavy medal too, so it's not like this is just some cheap light medal. This is a very nice medal everybody gets. 2015 Homecoming WMU Campus Classic with the runner logo on it, which has been like their logo ever since I've been doing it, like in 2007. Oh, I got the shirt too. I didn't bring the shirt in here with me. I'll go grab it. All right, so here's the shirt. It has a W on it with the runner's logo, as I was talking about. And it's weird because they usually have on the front of this the year of this, and it says like Campus Homecoming Classic, but they actually have that on the back this year instead. And of course, you got all your sponsors on there as well. So it's a nice shirt. It's not a technical shirt. It's a cotton shirt, but it's a nice one that can keep you warm during the winter time. Just laying around the house, and I just love going to these events too and getting these shirts. Some of them are really cool looking. Some of them are pretty ugly looking, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you get a nice shirt for participating in that event. So like I said, Jack-o'-lantern run is the next one on Halloween. Don't have any idea what that course is like, so looking to get a fast time there. And by the way, for the Campus Classic, totally forgot to mention this. 44th overall runner. That's probably my best placing ever overall in this race. So top 50, and I was 8th in my age group. So I was top 10 in my age group. I'm happy with that as well. So that'll do it for this running recap. Don't forget you can subscribe to my channel for more content. Actually, yeah, subscribe up in the corner. I'll also post a link down in the description below if you want to check out my channel, I should say as well. I'll also post a link to my Twitter. You can follow me on there. You will know whenever I post a video on YouTube if you do follow me on Twitter. So this is Michael Louden over and out for the WMU Campus Classic Recap 2015 recap.